motherfuckers. Let's go. It's a new fucking year, 2024. And let's first start off with gratitude. Okay, it's already the night of January the 1st. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak just before. We had our family meetings. We were just gathering around with our family, with our cousins, and then we were doing this thing like extemporary speech, where we were given random topics to speak about. And essentially, I got the topic of water conservation, just talked about it, and then it really gave me this experience of public speaking, because I'm often on this camera, talking on my camera, but I don't really have like huge experience of public speaking in like real, as compared to the one I have in camera, to the experience I have on camera. So it's been an eye opening for me, because what I found is that it really depends on the people that you are talking with, the audience. Because if like the audience are suppose elders, you kind of feel like a child. Okay, I don't know how this feel, but how you see yourself in that very moment of public speaking is so much more important than all of those tactics, like, yeah, eye contact and all that shit. Be loud, be charismatic, move around. It's like, if you have an identity of a person who is kind of like, well, like a close friends with the audience, you automatically will become charismatic. You automatically will speak your word out without being nervous. And that is like a very good experience, because as I was speaking, I almost like got into a flow state. There was nothing on my mind. I'm just talking, and then whatever is coming to my mind, I'm talking with like this energy, kind of like loud and confident. Yeah, still made some mistake, few mistake, because I'm not so sure about the topic in depth. I've never done shit like that before, but very well experienced. It was like a competition, so we're gonna get the results anytime soon. Just a family organized competition. So I'm also grateful for the goal setting template. Link in the description. I've already sent that link in the description, but don't watch that right now, because I'm already gonna tell you whatever there is important to you in that website. I've got this from a guy from Instagram who I was, asking for this goal template that he was giving out. I found that to be really helpful, because one of my friend, he also like suggested me to do so. Like, yeah, so I already have the link in the description, but yeah, like I said, we're gonna do it right now. How can I become better today? Bro, there are like kids around my room. Nghe số gai. Cái lúc rồi cái tâm này ga hàng chứ cái lúc này chỉ là cái box đấy rồi cái cầm close tới đấy rồi. Oh, bro, let me just close the door, yeah. So, there was some kids asking for badminton racket. We are playing badminton outside this house compound. So I'm also playing badminton. I'm kind of like getting back into it, because when I was like a teenager, younger version of me used to play badminton a lot up until this lockdown shits happened and everything was closed down. There was no one to play with anymore. Yeah, so where was I? Oh yeah, how can I be better today? You know what? Everything is going, like, I've noticed that everything is going fine when I'm writing about what I can do to become better every single day. It's like I'm getting the momentum. I'm becoming who I want to become. And on top of that, what I can do even more is like A very basic one. So I know this is gonna sound kind of like weird, cringy, but sit down and stand up slowly. Slowly in a sense that you're taking your time, you're not in a hurry burry. It's like body language. If if you sit down and stand up very quickly, you look like a very, you know, insecure type of person who tries to please people. Like the teacher tells you to, stand up, and then you're like, and all that. It's like you're being very reactive. You gotta, be calm and take your time, because a person who is confident, a person who is like masculine, he kind of like does it his way. So you could probably imagine, right? A person who just stands up and sits down quickly, and then a person who takes his time to, stand up, and then, have everything almost like having everything in control. So yeah, I've learned about body language at the beginning of this year, which is what helped me. The book, The Male Advantage, that is where it's at. Amazing, amazing. I think any young man who is ambitious should read that book at least once, if not two, three times in his entire life. There's not only about like body language, it's also about like your looks. Okay, a little bit of looks maxing. I know everyone is obsessed about looks maxing and shits. I thought it was only because of the algorithm, okay? Looks maxing is everywhere these days. This who's that? Chico and Jordan Barrett. These guys are like very popping off, and then looks maxing is popping off. So if you're kind of like interested in that book, it's paid book. It's not mine. So I read that in a kind of like illegal website or something. I'm gonna link that in the description if you're interested in that book, because I think this is a 10 out of 10 read for anyone who is young and have balls between your legs. All right. So that is how I can be better. Some small steps to be better. Now, goal setting. I've just done mine. And let me tell you right now, this scares the fuck out of me. I mean, like, my goals scare me. That is how it should be, right? But now we have broken it down to 10-year goal, 3-year goal, 1-year goal, and 3 month from now kind of goals. So what do we have here? 10-year goal. In fact, you know what? Right now, if I tell you to write your 10-year goals, you wouldn't be able to. I mean, it's gonna be very, very vague. Like, what is 10 years? Like, what, 2034? So, first, what I want you to do, which I have done, is to write down who you were at the beginning of 2023, a year ago, how you were. On top of that, you can write down like I was, and give like a column, and then you write everything down. You know what I've written down for myself? I'm gonna be brutally honest right now. I've written no self mastery, no wisdom, fear, no courage, no network, no charisma, no strength, no experience, no masculinity, essentially. And I want you to write like another section, which is I am, next to that. So here is I was, every bad thing that you were before, just to remind you of how bad you were, which you're gonna counteract it with writing I am, and then writing every good thing about you, which helps you to understand that yeah, you have made that progress, and you are the type of person who makes the progress. It will give you like a quick winning feeling, because when you realize you've become better, you just know it. So I'm not taking a piece. I've written down self mastery. I am, I've just written down self mastery, and then just checked self discipline, checked wisdom is my wife, checked no fear, checked courageous, checked high network, checked charismatic, check all, what is this, all hell, what is this, oh, strong as hell, check experience plus plus, check more masculine, check. It's like to a degree you must be honest, but also to a degree you must lie to yourself, almost like gaslighting, almost like forcing yourself to become this. Like for example, high network is a little bit of bullshit for me because not like I have some pretty decent network, but it's not as much as very highly as I would imagine. So it can still be better, and this is exactly what is gonna get me better because I've written down, I've imagined the situation, I've become familiar with having high network, and guess what? I'm gonna go about my life like acting in a way that I have high network, which will make me have high network, which means having network with high value people, and people who are skillful, and good to good connections and all of that shit, good shit, goodwill. Yeah, that's the shit. And I've written wisdom is my wife, even though wisdom is not. Sometimes you gotta guess, like so wisdom. Yeah, I'm not. I'm like I wouldn't say I'm very very wise. Like no one can say they are very very wise, especially not the person who is wise, because the more you know, the more you don't know. So there's a lot of room for me to improve on in terms of my learnings. Although I've became so much more wise than how I started. And then the experience, yeah, I've gained a lot of experience through entrepreneurship events, and joining events, learning, and then implementing on my YouTube channel. I've gained a lot of experience comparatively. Wait, brother, there's some kids again, man. Delia, racket gala lay. Racket gala lay. No racket. Bro, people are racket gala lay. Just like kids asking for badminton racket. It's already over. They already took all the rackets from my room, bro. So it's like, and no more racket. I'm telling them racket is over, and then they're still like, huh. Shit. Okay. So you want to start with that, how you were, and how you are. The second thing that you want to do before you start off with the goal from 10 years now is you want to write a letter to you right now. So what this means is that you right now imagine that you're already at the end of 2024, and this is very important. You have achieved everything that you set out to. So essentially this means that you have achieved your goals, 2024 goals. Just imagine, you don't have any goals yet, but you could just imagine, right, the best case scenario of 2024 goals achievement. So imagine you're that person right now. It's like January 2025 after 1 year, and that version of you is writing a letter to you right now. So you write that letter down. So it could be like, yo Kiwi, this is your future self. I have achieved this. I have created a lot of momentum in my life. This burning desire inside of me gives me a strong why to overcome anyhow, and I have achieved every single one of my goals. I started learning consistently and finding windows in my life to implement what I've learned about persuasion, leadership, influence, communication, speaking, entrepreneurship, business. Yeah, all of that. Yes, yes, I am courageous and inspiring change to people's life. Just be very specific as possible. As much as you can, you want to, make it very real. Add some emotions in it. How do you feel? How is it like? What are the exact things? Don't just tell that you have achieved your goals. Write down what were your goals and what happened. How is your life right now? So I've written like 2 page for that. So it's still a good work, because what this does is it gives you like imagination power. It makes you imagine the best case scenario of your 2024 goals outcome. Now let's start with the 10-year goal. As I've said, you can check the link in the description and just take a look real quick. Link in the description. Just click on it. It's a Notion plate. It's like a website someone made, and there will be like few key points. Some of them we've already done. The 10-year goal. Like if you're watching this live stream right now, maybe after this live stream you can like pause post some sections of this video and like first write the letter down to your younger self, imagining you are the version of you after 1 year. So you can do that, pause the video, and then continue the live stream. So then your goal. What I've written down: financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom. And I've also written down $1 billion business value worth. I've created like a $1 billion worth of business, helping a bunch of people through my magnitude and scale. And I'm in the best shape of my life, best shape of my life. I'm the number one businessman of my state, number one, like not kidding, of my state, and then one of the top rankings on my country. That is my 10-year vision. Then I'm influencing people in a way that I'm inspiring them to change their life, improve their lives, get into self-improvement. I'm inspiring billions, bro. It's not even like millions, it's like billions. That scares the fuck out of me, but if it doesn't scare you, it ain't big enough, bro. Facts. I have like a gen- generational wealth. Generational wealth. Dang, bro. So, after the 10-year goal, you can write your 3-year goal. But before that, just understand that this 10-year goal may change, in a sense that you may add something more, or you may change some shits. Maybe from the best shape of my life, you could go to like the biggest form of my life or some shits. Essentially, you can just make some few tweaks and changes in it, maybe even add some, maybe even eliminate some, but you want to stay consistent with the whole idea of it, which is to impact lives basically. 3-year goal. Now it's not 8-year goal, it's not 5 years goal, it's 3-year goal. So 3 years from now, after you've written the 10-year goal, what do you think you need to achieve in 3 years time to achieve those 10-year goal? Because before we even begin the goal for 2024, which is so nice and easy, you need to have a reason why you are gonna achieve those goals in the first place. Because you don't want to achieve your goal like study this much chapters just because your teacher forces you to, just because your teacher tells you to do so, just because the school system tells you to study this, study that, or some shits. You need a solid ass plan. I mean, I need that too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. In terms of like goal setting, I'm just very very new. I've never done shit like this. I've underestimated it basically because always I've set goals based on like education system, in a way that I'm setting goals to study this chapter by this, but not knowing why I am doing it at the first place, not knowing the 10-year goal. Because if your goal 10 year is like business and all of that, but you're like doubling down on school and all of that instead of just maintaining or just doing the minimum effort work to get the results for it, then it's like you're gonna go to the wrong direction. Okay, these kids are coming again, bro. Like, can't get angry at them. Okay, gonna be right back right now. Yo. Hi, what's up? Right? Kijk, doe dat. Ik vind wat is dat? Oh, Ooh, got the racket back. Okay, some fucking kids playing badminton inside the house, bro. Like, where are their parents? Yeah, I guess they're there or some shit. Yeah. Let me drink some. So we're here. You need to first start with 10-year time goal instead of just 1 year goal, because this is gonna be very vague. What are you gonna do after 1 year? Now you could say the same shit to me like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do after 10 years? But it's like, again, over time you learn what to do the next time, what you're gonna do next year. Over time you get to adjust your goals, but it's like then your goal, that is the maximum, that is the benchmark that you need to set yourself up based based you need to set yourself up based on those goals, which is why it is very important to set meaningful goals, something that means to you, not just because someone said you to do so, but because you genuinely want to. Well, these kids are okay now. It's getting Oi! Nadia! Okay, they are giving me something. Shuttlecock, brother. Shuttlecock. Bah! Okay. No, the disturbance is over. You know, sometimes you just gotta be be patient and steady with this. Because if it was like a couple of years ago, then I would have gotten angry as fuck right now. So that is the 3-year goal. So what I have here is financial freedom by 3 years. Scares the fuck out of me still. Location freedom. You know, I have like a multi-million dollar business, which is like it essentially means that I'm doing good work because money is a result of doing good work, not by scamming or some shit, bro. Inspiring millions. So essentially, I have like a following or an audience of like millions of people, which is gonna be pretty like consuming of my hard work. But sure, huge network, dream 100. Dream 100 essentially means you are, you know, making connections with people that is like your idol. So it could be like authors, it could be like, you know, what do you say, anyone that you look up to, any professionals, any professors or some shit like that, that you find really helpful, that you have been like learning from them for your whole time. So yeah, gotta build our way up, man. There's this idea that I really like, and I've just thought about it. Like, man, start small and build the way up. You know, you don't gotta start big. Everyone is looking to start big. They want to build that big business with a big investment. You know, everyone is waiting for the right time to, you know, start big New Year's resolution. Oh, boom. It's not boom. It's like you know what I'm saying? This is fucking weird, but it's gotta start small. It's gotta start small. Anything that you are trying to pursue, but it gotta start. No matter how big, no matter how small that you are starting, gotta start. Because it is not the fact about starting or not. Okay, maybe like it's not a fact about starting big or starting small. Because the majority of the time, it is the process which matters the most. How do you build on that? So start small, build all the way up. That is something that like really touched me, something I've came up on my own. So you know, I've written down here, I've retired my parents or some shit. Yeah. And also, you know, giving donations to charity and cousins, helping cousins with education. You know, I'm helping my family, and then I'm like the best businessman of my village, like this village area that I'm brought up with. So like imagine being the best businessman of your city, of your town, bro. Fucking cool. Now I've traveled out of India, the country that I'm living in, for, you know, business scaling and, you know, networking and, you know, other business purpose. Not sure exactly what is it gonna be, but you know, essentially this is the goal. This is the vision after 3 years. And you know, maybe I'm gonna change after I learn so much, but I'm gonna stay somewhat consistent with the idea of this whole business and financial freedom, location freedom, and time freedom thing, because that is life. Because once you do that, you don't give a fuck about whether you're spending a lot of money or not to pursue your purpose. 1 year goal. The 1 year goal. 10-year, 3 year, now 1 year goal. Let me first. Yeah. So in order to achieve the 10-year goal, we've written down the 3-year goal, what you have to achieve in 3 years in order to achieve the 10-year goal. Now, keeping in mind that this is the framework so far, you're gonna figure out what do you need to achieve in 1 year in order to achieve those 3-year goal, which will eventually help you to achieve those 10-year goal. Which is why it gotta be meaningful, because you are like aligning your life into this. I know this sounds scary. I know you want to still live in your comfort zone like how you were before, but it's a matter of choice between whether you want to remain as a child or whether you want to grow up as a man that you want to be. So I've written down 100,000 followings, essentially inspiring hundred thousands of people. And I've written down reading a lot. It's my learning period. It's my wisdom period. So gaining knowledge, gaining an information, hearing, listening to it, seeing it is like knowledge. The next step is like understanding that information, understanding that knowledge. And then the third is wisdom, where you implement what you have understood. Wisdom. So this is like my wisdom year where I'm like grinding hard and I'm learning a lot of shit. I'm committed to learning. And I turned 18, so I'm gonna have my own bank account. So I'm gonna make some couple of monies online, and by the end of the year I'm gonna make like at least $1,000 online. I've talked about making 10K a month, which is like essentially a lot. Like it's like 8 lakhs a month in terms of Indian rupees, more than that. Maybe 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 20,000 or some shit. That scares the fuck out of me because I've never imagined that type of money, but this is exactly why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to get the feedback by taking action and building on that, building the way up. I'm very, very charismatic by the end of 1 year. So it's essentially building the business and networking with people online also, and then also offline, attending events, networking with entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs and skilled people. Yeah, I've like written that down twice about that networking. So that is the 1 year goal. Now, very important part here. We're gonna break down every 3 months from now. So 2024 there is like 12 months. There's gonna be 4 3 months, which means January, February, March. That is one section. April, May, June. That is one section. July, August, September. That is one section. October, November, December. That is one section. So each section there is 3 months, starting from January. So this is the first section, like the first quarter. What we're gonna do is we're gonna, it's essentially the same thing, doubling down on reading and doubling down on my content creation, and then in quarter 3 and 4 finally making that business startup. Like, what do you say, it's like a local business, but before that in quarter 2 I might earn some few money online, maybe online or offline, doesn't matter. I'm gonna have a bank account, and so it's like I'm gonna take that responsibility too. And also because I'm gonna be networking and creating content, so it's gonna be enhancing my business also. Yes, I'm thinking to start like a very local based business and start from there. It doesn't, because I've read The Millionaire Fast Lane, right? And the concept of cents, CENTS, the rule of the business, where S stands for scale, means that the more you impact the world, the more number of people, the more number of country that you reach through your business, through your work, the more profit you make, the more your business becomes like very profitable and successful, because success is equal to profit. Basically, if you're able to bridge that gap between success and profit, like if you are able to monetize it. So basically that is the idea, but like, yeah, start small, right? Who gives a fuck about like a multi, like international business. You don't have to go international right now. Start locally. You don't have to, get passive income right now. Get active income first. Build your way up, and everything is possible. Everything that you need to do have been already done. And which is why I think studying the people that you look up to is very, very important. I look up to, great influencers, not just some fucking YouTube influencer, social media influencer like this, people who takes their picture and then, does provide no value, and then, they're only doing like OnlyFans and, hi guys, good morning guys. What the fuck, bro? Like, bro, I look up to real influencers. I want to be a great influencer who like impacts the world, not just in the weird cliche way of an influencer, but so there are influencers that I look up to, like Hamza is one of them. Andrew Tate is also a great influencer, and those old school influencers like Hitler. I'm just kidding, like the people who impacted the world, Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Carnegie, all of those big businessmen that changed the world. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, who's that, like Steve Jobs. Yeah, fucking great people. I'm gonna read about them, study their life. There's Ratan Tata from India, the Tata company. Fucking amazing. So you want to break the year down into 3 quarters and set specific goals so that you can achieve that 1 year goal. And that is like few of the key points from the link I've mentioned in the description. The rest of the points are like, if you are not familiar with it, such as like taming your environment, which is mentioned in that website. It's like, yeah, do it if you're not familiar with it. What you're gonna eliminate in your life, what you're gonna double down on. I've already like thought about that. So just check the link out. I've already mentioned about the 10-year, 3-year, 1 year goal, which I think is fucking amazing. When you follow what is mentioned in the website, I think that is the key here. And what I've been telling you through all this series, that is the fucking key. I know I did like this live stream a little bit early today, but just found my right time. Okay, like in previous times we have mentioned about the hours of sleep that we are getting. So let's calculate the average sleep requirement score. I kind of like forgot to mention about that. So on the first day I slept for 9 hours and 30 minutes. The second day 8 hours 30 minutes. Third day 9 hours. Fourth day 9 hours. Okay, what? Okay, we actually did it for 6 days. Yeah, it's like 6 days. Boom, boom, boom. So 4th day 9 hours, 5th day 8 hours, 6th day 8 hours and 15 minutes. So just ignore the 6th day because we already need like 5 results. So I've slept for this much hours in the past couple of 5 days. You've been recording as well if you have been following. Yeah, chances are you're following. So just like add those all up. Okay, 10. Okay. Okay, maths, man. 27, 36, 44. I've slept for 44 hours in the past 5 days. Now divide that by 5 to get the actual amount of requirement that you need. So 44 divided by 5, you know, 8 are 44, 0, 0, 8.8 hours. I need to sleep for 8.8 hours. What is 0.8 hours multiplied by 6? And you get, okay. I need to get around 8 hours 48 minutes of sleep. That is like my requirement of sleep. Now I'm gonna base this around my whole like night routine. So my desired wake up time is like, I believe it's gonna be 4:30. 4:30. not 5, but 4:30. So for that, I need to sleep 8 hours 48 minutes. So for that, I need to sleep around 7 or 8 or something like that. Yeah. So 8 hours 48 minutes. That essentially means that I need to get sleep around 8 hours 30 minutes up to 9 hours. That is like the average one. I'm grateful for this because I found my sleep hours. Because back then I didn't know how much sleep that I required. Imagine knowing how many sleep you require just because you have recorded your sleep for the past 5 days. How many hours did you sleep normally without an alarm, without waking up with an alarm, and then finally dividing it so that you can find the average sleep requirement that you need. Fucking amazing. So yeah, this is what I've gotten like a perfect value of 8 hours 48 minutes, and then I've like kind of like averaged it. 8 hours 48 minutes ranges upon 8 hours 30 minutes and 9 hours of sleep. So that is the range that I've set myself to look out for. Congratulations, bro. Brother. I was gonna say boy, I was gonna say brother, but congrats, young man. So we're gonna. There's some kids again. This is where we ended. Hey, kululu, nanti dulu. Kuluk, halata noy. They want to play badminton, man. So don't forget to improve your life, no matter what distraction is happening in your life. Good year, bro. Thank you for sticking around. Improve your life one step at a time. Always.